Okay, so we'll go over the VOD now. We'll kind of break it down into more digestible chunks because obviously in the actual game it's a lot harder to communicate with you what you should be looking to do, you know? So this was a very interesting opening evade.
No kidding.
So, like I said, the main things when it comes to leashing is timer. Like the timer is all you need. Now, if you start taking things based on, okay, well, where do these minions look at? Like, where do I think like it's you don't give yourself direct kind of instruction of what you need to be doing every game, right? One of the main things that you need to be focusing on is making sure that you know, okay, this is a timer for this. This is a timer. League is all about timers. It's really, really important that we understand that.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of timers like leashing. If it's somebody that doesn't really need a leash, like Massey doesn't really need a leash, right? I can do it alone. So if they don't really need a leash, go 135. Perfect. That's fine. Just leave as soon as then. Your last auto should be as the clock ticks 135 and then you go. And this also helps as well because certain champions have higher natural attack speed. So if you start doing it based on auto attacks and stuff like that, it just doesn't really work because then you're basically... Let's say you play Cartha spot lane and, you know, you get like 2 and a little bit autos off in this kind of time frame. And it's like, okay, well, if I go for 3 autos, I'm going to be late for lane when I don't need to be. And if you say have a jungler that needs a little bit of a harder leash, let's say, I don't know. So let's say Kiana jungle, we'd go, okay, 139. We give a little harder leash. Now, one of the reasons why we want to avoid this anyway is because if they're starting bot side, that means that we're going to be weak side to early game anyway. Which in this current meta with how the new dragons are is really bad. But either way, and so we want to make sure that we just leave this 139 so that we get into lane. Now, the next big thing is that we're...
Question.
Yeah, sure.
Slightly off topic. Do you think
No?
the dragons are that good?
Yeah, I think they're completely broken.
Huh.
Unbelievably. They're just too strong. And they're too buggy. Like, there's too many bugs. Like, with the zones, with the... Like...
So I haven't seen any bugs yet, but...
The amount of bugs are unreal. Like, Yumi is not invisible in the zones because
What
she's
the
attached.
fuck?
Yeah, so Yumi can be seen just floating on people. And the zones are just kind of a bit off in general. Like... For some reason, they've added 2 new dragons in, and all of a sudden, like, there's so many bugs. Like, Caitlyn traps were stopping a recall and stuff like that. Like,
Oh, I remember that one. That was awful.
there's so much stuff. And so, right, so how we approach the lane. So, opening up into the lane, right? So, this is...
You want to... Like, level 2 theory is... Take the first 3, and then finish the caster waves right as the next wave crashes, and then hard push to 2. Assuming you don't get hooked or something. Right?
I mean, the main thing that... So we'll go over it step by step. So the first thing here, opening up into the lane, all we need to do is look at where these minions are focusing, layer 1 auto into that minion, and then we can get all 3 with autos only. Now this is actually really important because a lot of players default to, I'm going to use mana to clear these first 3 so that I get all 3, when you just need to layer them. That's all you need to do. If you lay them properly,
True.
I think you target this one, but this one's highest HP. So it's like if you hit an auto into this, it's going to do absolutely nothing. See, now all of a sudden, there's no way you get all 3 unless you use mana because they're all even. Whereas if you'd have hit this one instead, and then you would have been able to actually get all 3 of them with just basics. Because now
Middle, top, bottom, yeah.
Yeah, because now we've used 20 mana for absolutely no reason, like no reason at all. So this is kind of one of the first big things. Next, this was fine, but also what's with the camera? What information are we getting from this area?
Not much.
Nothing at all. So we don't need to look at it. Move your camera up. When you play, your camera should be like a chessboard. So when you have you ever played chess before?
Yeah. I'm terrible, but yeah.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. So when you play chess, what do you move?
Pieces.
The pieces. You don't move the board, do you? Like, you wouldn't
No.
move the board to move a piece to the like forward one space. You'd move the piece. Exact same concept with here. The camera, or this white line here, is your chessboard. So you want this in the area of focus that's of interest to you so that you can make the best decisions and so that you're not worrying about your camera as you're in lane. Because right now, let's say, for example, this blitz AFKs by here. and let's just say we know he's AFK. Like he's just thrown his hook, flashed on the spot, and he's just stood there. Like,
Okay.
well, like we'd have to now move our camera up just to get close to him. Or let's say, for example, we go on an extended fight right now. We've got lethal tempo. I don't know what this Twitch had. I can't remember.
Hillblades.
Okay, so we win an extended fight. So let's say, for
Yep.
example, this Pike gets a really good hook on the Twitch now. Instead of just focusing on doing damage, which is our job, we're going to be focusing on moving the camera to then get close, and also your mouse is going to be all over the place. Because all of a sudden, your mouse being up here is good, but it just makes it really, really rough for you, right? So making sure that you position your camera is a really, really important first step. And here, like, we don't need to lock it on ourselves. Like, look at how confused our eyes are right now. Because, like, we've got it locked on us. So, on the one hand, we just need to focus on this and last hit it when it gets low. But we need to just know exactly where our mouse needs to be on this board in order to last hit this creep. Whereas right now, because you're on the locked cam holding spacebar, your mouse is here. It should be good. Then, so let's go back and look at the exact. So right here is where your mouse needs to be at this point, right? Now, here is where your mouse needs to be, and now here is where your mouse. Like, do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, instead, this entire time it could just be on unlocked in one space. You'll make everything so much more accurate, and mouse accuracy is so important when you're playing ADC, because you need to be able to make sure that you get that last hit at the perfect time. And here, like, you know, this is okay. Obviously it's very hard to outpush a Twitch as a Jinx, since, you know, his W applies on everything. But here we just don't panic. Don't panic to hit the minions. You want to make sure that you just last hit everyone. Here we're so like tunnel visioned on this level 2. That we can't really focus on the minions. And to be honest, level 2 is also very, very flip anyway. So, this was interesting.
Kidding.
So, this was fine, but see here. So, this is one of the common things in this elo, in like Platinum. Your impulse control right now, it needs a lot of work. Because right now it's like, okay, we just back out, right? The next wave is at this position. It's going to come here nicely. We're going to be in a safe position. Blitzcrank's not going to be able to do anything. Twitch is going to be forced to walk up. Pike's going to heal back up. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. But we just, out of nowhere, decide to throw a rocket. You know?
Oh,
Like, why? You know? That minion wasn't in any significant danger anytime soon, you know? So all of a sudden we're just killing off, and then here, see, we're just potentially killing off the damage in the wave. So the way we want to view these as well is these are little scions, so they're little tanks, might not do as much damage, but they're tanky. These are the little Jinxes, they're the AD carries. They'll do all the damage, but they'll die really quick. So
and the cannon's somewhere of a Nasus.
Yeah, Cannon's just a Nasus just going nuts right now. But so this is the thing we want to be careful of, right? Because now this wave, this would have been a fairly good slow push. Now it's going to slow push even faster. So here we can see that our minions are in formation when these ones aren't, see? And this is why it's going to start pushing way faster.
Just the fact we're just going to eat the entire thing.
Yeah, I mean he is, but that's kind of a good thing, right? Like,
100%.
we don't mind if they're going to continuously push waves in. Like, we don't need to know wave management if they're going to just make a mistake.
Agreed.
So, so here we just focus this. So obviously this didn't actually crash, which is good for us. So
Yeah,
here,
that slow pushes away.
yeah, use your pings. Like, you have to use your pings. Like, the thing you need to be you need to take into consideration in lower elos is the support has no idea. Especially lately, where supports can just roam off, especially Pike players. They can just roam off whenever they want. They don't need to know anything about the lane. They don't care if they completely screw your lane for you, as long as they got what they want. Like,
yeah.
So he's gonna go for this because obviously he wants his stack. But now we need to ping him away because this is a fairly good way for us because we can stack up a really nice slow push because these are only casters. Means that no melees are going to come around. These are going to die off, then we're going to get a really nice slow push in. So we just have to spam ping him away. Just ping, 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 ping.
Oh, so you're talking about a slow push. What's the huge difference between a 2 caster slow push and a 3 caster slow push?
So it's more about the amount of waves that you can stack up. So there's multiple kind of sections to this. So let's say for example, wave gets here, slow push. It's just one wave. Now if we slow push just one wave in, what's going to happen? Like if we do that, just one wave, what's going to actually happen?
3 or 4 minions hit the tower.
Okay, are they even going to hit the tower?
Assuming they're allowed to hit the tower.
Yeah, so that's the first thing, right?
Yeah.
They might not even hit the tower, because if it's just a single wave, they could just walk up and clear it instantly, and now the wave's reset. It's not good for us. Like, the wave's just reset, it's exactly what they want. Now, imagine if it's 2 waves. What's going to happen?
It's bigger, you have more time for tempo of any sort.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. So the next thing with this being 2 waves is we're going to have 6 casters, which are going to be doing a significant amount of damage. I think it's about 35 early into the game. So what's going to happen then is if they try and stop you crashing that wave, completely screwed. Like, they're not going to be able to. Like,
massive minion aggro.
Yeah, they'll take too much damage, and that'll be done. So then it goes into tower. But let's say, for example, what if we just push them 2 waves in, and they instantly clear 2 waves at the tower? Oh, that's a bit nasty. Now we can actually stack up roughly 3 waves of minions and crash them all in if we do it correctly, and our support doesn't grief us. Now, if we do that, not only is this wave going to be held for a significant amount of time, which is then going to mean that this ends up slow pushing guaranteed, but also they can't really fight at all, and they can't really do anything. And then also, in that moment, there's so many minions under the tower that let's say that we didn't even want to reset, we can literally go as deep as here, put a ward here, we can maybe put a ward here, and there's no way they can move because there's too many minions under this tower, and they just cannot move. Like, so it ends up in a really, really good position for us, whereas, so this is kind of the concept to stacking up as many minions as possible. You just want a big enough wave, and you want to ride that wave in. And if they try and come up to you, you kill them. Now, there's also a concept referred to as a push and pull rule. So, push is obviously when the wave is going in, and a pull, since it's the opposite, is when the wave is coming out. So, if a wave is pushing, then what do we want to do? If the wave is pushing in and we have a bigger wave?
Fight?
Yeah.
Or attempt to trade?
Yeah, fight /
One of the 2?
Play aggro.
Because you have minion advantage.
Yeah, you have so many minions. Now, you want to kind of look after your minions a little bit. So, you also want to defend your minions because you can fight them and you'll be in a good position, right? So
that's specifically one thing that I'm really bad at is defending my minions.
Yeah, which this is.
I'm not sure if it's a bot support synergy where they're I'm trying to defend them and I'm not quite sure what it is, but
it's fine.
I've noticed I have trouble with that where it's like I'm trying to build I'm trying to build a slow push here. Don't touch my minions, and then I die for it. And
then also the third one is hit them. So it's kind of aggro, but in shorter bursts. Because the thing is, if you've got such a big wave, the wave that you've built means that you've already cleared the opposing minions on that kind of equal wave, right? That same wave that came out at the same time, you've already killed yours off, and they haven't. So in that period, we know that we've already claimed that gold, they don't, so we want to basically just try and be as annoying as possible and just stop them from getting that gold, which is Jinx is very easy because you've got your W, you've got your rockets. So vice versa, if the wave is pulling, what do you want to
do? Trim it and don't fight.
So trimming isn't a necessity. It's a luxury.
Sorry, it depends on the size of the wave.
Yeah, so a trim is a luxury. So trim is if they decide to kind of not lead it in, stuff like that. That's when you get the luxury to trim it. If it's pulling in, you want to be defensive. So that means no fights and no aggro. Because if you go aggressive, then again, the same thing is going to happen as if they fought you. So if it's pulling in, now, and then obviously you want to leave your minions to die. So ignore the minions. Because we can't defend them, so we just ignore them. Perfect. And we want to play back. So we don't want to hit them. We want to just play back and not really do anything, because if we walk up again, they're gonna trade with us. They're gonna get a lot. Now, if a wave is pushing in, actually no, if a wave is pulling in, one of the big things about this as well is it can't be stopped. So it cannot be stopped. Oops. No matter what you do, right? Because so
if the enemy team doesn't let you. But like if they go and if they say, we're gonna go do drag, it can be frozen, right? But
no, but I'm saying no. Oh no, sorry. So I'm saying that if the wave is pulling in, there's nothing that they can do. So let's say these two pieces here, the ADC and support. If the wave is pulling into you, so this is a pull, there is nothing that they can do to stop that wave pulling into you.
Oh yeah, other than push it harder. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, absolutely nothing they can do. So, let's say, for example, the wave is here, but it's pulling in, and you don't know where the jungler is. You can just stay here. You don't have to move. Now, XP range is about 1500. So, as long as you're...
Italy spear, right?
Yeah, longer. Or like a Varus Q. I think Varus Q is like 1450, maybe. So, yeah, the XP range is roughly 1500. So, as long as you're in that range... What you want to do is you want to just learn get a feel for the XP range, right? Because these numbers, they are quite important to kind of know as like a rough estimate, but they're an estimate to give you the ability to get a feel for it. Now, make sure you have XP turned on in your interface settings, and it'll be at the very bottom. And then just kind of, as soon as a minion drops low, you just pop yourself in, just get the XP, and then walk out again. Walk back to safety. And then pop yourself in, get the XP again, and then back to safety. Just do this over and over and over, and you won't really lose anything. You won't really fall behind. The wave will pull in. You'll get as much gold as you can safely as soon as it's here, and you're completely safe. You won't get killed by the jungler. You won't do anything like that. It's just really, it's just a really good concept to know and implement into your game as much as possible. So this kind of push and pull is super important. Now, why do you think this is so important on Jinx specifically?
Well, XP wise, you just want to stay relevant. So, you don't want to be level 6 versus level 8, because even as we were talking about gold scaling earlier, she scales mostly with gold, but if you're 2 levels down, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Because 2 levels of gold, 2 levels worth in stats is pretty big.
Yeah, it's a very, very large amount to be down on. Now, let's put it this way. So if we're playing Lucian, do we want these waves to be bouncing from tower to tower? Do we want this push and pull to keep coming in and out and in and out? Do we want that if we're Lucian?
You can take advantage of it. You really want them to be you really want to have semi-equal waves or a bigger wave on your side, because you're really trying to trade and create an advantage that way.
With Lucian, yeah, maybe. So the key is, with Lucian, you want to trade. Now, the point that I'm trying to kind of get to is, what point in the game is Lucian strong?
2.
No, I mean overall game, early, mid, late. What point is Lucian strong at? The strongest.
I'd say mid.
It's more so early.
Early to mid.
Yeah, he's an early. I'll take early to mid. So primarily, he's got this power in the early game that if he doesn't use, that's really bad, right? That's very, very bad for him if he doesn't use this early. And then he can do stuff in mid. You can bring it back, especially say 1-2 items. But after 2 items, is he really going to be that effective?
And not compared to a Jinx or
Yeah, not
anything
really. Like 3-item Lucian
crazy.
compared to a 3-item Jinx, like there's a substantial difference, you know. So
Hmm.
the Lucian doesn't want these minion waves to be ping ponging, like coming back and forth, because that's just wasting time for him. Like that's
Hmm.
wasting time that he needs to get something done. Whereas on Jinx, Jinx is mid to late.
Yep.
So you want to get to this late game stage, which, in my opinion, when we're looking at kind of timers, the timers of early, mid, and late are based on the minion spawns. And so what's special about 15 minutes into the game? Do you know?
More cannon spawn, right?
Okay, how many? Like,
I think it's one every other wave.
yeah.
No, is that 25 minutes?
No. Every
Okay.
15 minutes, you get a cannon. Every other wave. So every
Yep.
2 waves, you get a cannon instead of every 3. What about 25 minutes?
That's every
Yeah, exactly. So here
wave.
you get every wave. Whoops. So every wave you get a cannon at 25 minutes. This is one of the comeback mechanics that are in the game that is one of the comeback mechanics that people don't know, even though that's what should be in the game instead of bounties. Bounties shouldn't exist. Bounties punish people for playing bad early.
Honestly.
Like, you shouldn't be rewarding somebody for playing bad. This is why bounties are bad. But overall, so we have this kind of stage. So this, in my opinion, is where mid game starts, and then this is where late game starts. Because if you can survive till 25 minutes as Jinx, even if they've taken your tower, you can freeze here.
And not lose.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, true, but I mean, the thing is, Jinx's
Alright,
wave
continue.
clear. This is the thing. Jinx's wave clear is more than good enough to hold the game out till 25 minutes, right? Like, as long as you don't get caught and you're in XP range and you're just clearing waves, because the thing is, you only have to clear waves to this point, right? So this is the only place you need to clear waves to, and then as soon as they're pushed past this point, they'll always come back. So you don't really need to worry too much. Now, if you get to 25 minutes and you hold the wave here, how much gold at 25 minutes do you think you get per wave?
Dude, I gotta think about this.
Okay.
16 per caster times 3. Do some math here.
It's okay.
Calculator.
We can just go with a rough. Just go with a rough guess. Just a rough guess. Go on.
16 times 3 plus 90 plus, I want to say 19 times 3, 200 gold a minute.
Close.
Or
Yeah.
a minute. No.
195.
Well, they spawn every 30 seconds.
So each
So
wave.
yeah, 195 every 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. So
400 a minute, technically speaking, if you instantly clear them.
but I mean, this also it's this 195 wave, like in theory. But this means that these 2 waves, so 1 minute, so by 26 minutes, you've just got let's say close to 400 gold. So that's over a kill. So let's say, for example, that Lucian was 1-0-0, and you were 0-1-0. Like, 2 waves, and you just made that goal back. If you freeze it here, and he loses 2 waves as well, this is what I mean. This is the easiest comeback mechanic that you can implement into the game, and the only thing you need to freeze this is to just get a big slow push. Say the wave is here. Just slow push it as much as possible, then push it into the tower, and then just reset. And then it will just come back in, and then you just freeze it here, and you're perfectly fine. So this is the thing. These are the kind of comeback mechanics that you need to know on champions like Jinx that will help you massively to just basically win any game. Like, it's that simple. And this is the thing. Jinx is a late game pick, so as soon as you get 2 items, you can do a lot. But if you need 3 items, you can freeze a wave, get it easy, and pop off. So here again.
Wait, say that again? You cut out. I don't know if that was me or you.
Oh,
if you
sorry.
need 3 items,
Yeah, so 2 items is kind of the point where you start popping off. But if you need 3, then you can just get that 3rd, and then you can pop off, And this is the thing. Jinx has global map pressure, and this is another thing that we'll come to slightly later in this VOD, because it seems like you're very, very scared to use your ultimate. Oh, we're not really using our ultimate to our benefit, right? So here, see, even this Q, is kind of bad. Because how is this Twitch?
Yeah,
only
I
pushing
agree.
this
That
mana?
queue's bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
It's hard because like Twitch is out of mana. Um,
mm-hmm.
so like I really want to trade with him without Blitz getting in, but Pike is half health and he keeps getting hooked.
Yeah,
It's
but
like if we could get Pike a slightly bigger health advantage, we should auto win this lane.
yeah, but the thing is, you don't need to flip it. You don't need to take these risks.
True, yes, but I don't. Yeah, but I feel like it's not a flip though. If you have equal minions, you should be able to just hard win it.
I mean, so the issue here is, so again, even if we talk about this fight in general, one of your biggest issues is you tunnel vision way too much. Like, don't focus on going on the ADC straight away. Jinx is kind of like a front to back champ, and like right here, right, we position well around these minions. Okay, great. Pike gets hooked. Like this Twitch, okay, like he's got no mana. He's not really going to do anything. Whereas we need to, like this guy's hook is down. And how is he getting away? Let's say, for example, we go on this Twitch, he instantly queues and he's gone. Like we just invested so much onto Twitch for no reason. Whereas the Blitz here, we can just kill him off. So right here, you kind of tunnel vision and just start running into him. And then that kind of means that you don't really get anything, right?
Okay.
Oops, so why is it froze? Okay, so here, the Blitz does get pulled, not out vision, and then here, see, we run at him. We just run at him. And then we could just kill Blitz instead, or do more damage to him. Because the thing is, from one trade like that, we're never going to get a kill. Not this early into the game. But again, here, Twitch can't push this in. So we can just allow him to keep trying over and over. And we can just keep the wave here, and we can just stay as safe as we need to. Like, and we can just sit here happily, drink in hand, just scaling, no real worries. It's like here, we got one auto, but it's like, does that also really matter? And like right here, right, like Blitz is just pulled, and Twitch has got no mana. So right here, what we should look to do is just kind of
Rocket him.
gone up here as well. Like position more up here, drag the wave so it doesn't crash into the tower. So then they're like, oh, we can't back as well, because what they're going to do is as soon as this cannon like comes into tower range now, they can just reset. And
I sacrifice half my health for that though.
I mean, are you? What's going to do damage to you?
Which autos plus minion or plus cannon and 3 casters?
I mean, Twitch autos will do a little bit of damage, but he's got no mana, so he's not really going to be able to do that much. And Blitz has also used his pull, so here it's it's not that bad. And even if we came like down here and like chased him a little bit, just hold the wave. Like they have to reset. Like we don't yet. We also want to get to our boots. So yeah. So now, because now what we've done is we've orchestrated a slow push. So here as well, again, don't worry about using your W. So farming on the tower is pretty important. So what are the 3 rules to farming on the tower? So
Casters have a turret shot and 2 autos.
Okay, what order?
Melees.
What order?
Auto, turret, auto.
Okay, so auto, tower, auto. Okay, until what point? What's a break point where you don't need this first auto? How much AD?
Shoot, I don't remember the exact AD. It's
okay.
At least is it 7? No. What's 2 longswords worth.
Yeah, 20.
20.
After 20 AD, this doesn't
it's just tower auto.
Yeah, just tower and then auto, and then melees.
And then melees are tower auto.
Yep, 2 times tower. And then auto. Okay. And now what about siege?
And I actually don't know about cannons.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact formula.
So siege are 7 tower shots, and then 1 auto.
Okay.
So 7 tower shots. It'll look like it's 6, but it's not. It's a bait. If you hit it when it's 6, you'll lose it to the tower. Like it's Riot's biggest troll. So yeah. So here.
Actually, no, that can't. There's no way that can be Riot's biggest troll.
I mean, true.
Rad's trolled 20 times.
True. But then here, so they've reset, right? Which, you know, is pretty rough. But if we just push this wave, what's going to happen when it hits the tower? Like, if we were to just instantly start pushing this next wave, what's going to happen when it hits the tower? So if from here,
Like,
we just push.
It's like, yeah, it's like
What's
3 or
gonna
4
happen?
minions worth.
Okay. So our wave is still here. It
Just
has
so
been left at base, yeah?
bounced. Well,
So,
actually, if we push it in a tower, it's probably not even going to get to tower because we're not strong enough yet.
it will get to tower. It will get to tower.
Well, okay. If
Be-
I solely am pushing it because Pike's going up toward try, it's not
Okay.
getting to tower.
Okay, so not just that. Let's just say Pike comes and has a change of heart, ease in, starts pushing it with you. This wave hasn't even reached your tier 2 tower yet. So what's actually going to happen is the entire wave is just going to reset. And that's not what we want. We don't want the wave to
Oh,
reset.
you want to bounce.
Yeah, we want it to bounce and come back into us. So here, it's important that what we do is we don't panic because they've got a reset off, because they've already got control of tempo, right? So it's like they already have control of the tempo of the lane. That's exactly how it should be. What we need to do is we need to do certain actions so that we can get tempo of the lane back. So what we want to do is slow push in, and then we can bounce it back and we can do something. So we just want this to stack up as much as possible. Now when the wave reaches this lane, it means there's another wave coming out of the base. So again, spam your pings. Just be like ping, 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 ping. Don't push the wave because this guy is very obnoxious. Now do you see where our next wave is? Do you see it?
Yeah, it's just past tier 1 or tier 2.
So if he weren't pushing this like this, then you'd get a third wave, come, stack up, and then you push it all in, and it will 100% bounce in. There's no way it will not bounce. So here Blitz comes up. It's obvious that Twitch is there. We do get kind of tagged, but again. So here we don't need to, you know, we can trade back a little bit. So in this situation, we're just tethering from the Twitch, right? So what do you think you should have done instantly as soon as this Blitz starts walking up?
Either back up or play around minions.
Okay, so that's one thing. But if he's walking up like this, what does it mean for the lane?
You just gonna try and freeze it?
It means the Twitch is coming, right? So if Twitch is coming
sorry.
right here.
Yeah, I thought you meant wave management. Yeah,
Okay.
Twitch is definitely invis, like 100%.
Okay, so what do we need to do to aid the fight that might come?
Not get hooked.
Yeah, but overall, we need vision, right? We need vision
Oh,
of the
I
area
see.
we're going to be fighting in. Because if
Yeah.
we don't have vision of the area, we can't really position properly to fight. So what we should have done here is we should just instantly warded this brush while we're in a safe enough position to do so. Because we're not using our wards. So our wards can be used as aggressive tools, because right now, okay, Twitch is ulting from the bush, but he's also going to go back into the brush in a minute, and you're going to lose sight. Now, the bad thing about losing sight here is this wave is still huge. We don't need to be too scared. Like, this is another champion, basically.
Yeah.
So what we need
more
to
than a champion at this
yeah,
point, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Look how many casters are out. We're in a really good position here. But the casters can't hit him unless they have vision, you know?
Mhm.
So if we warded that brush, like, we don't even need to keep walking back here. Like, we could have just kept in rockets, and as well, look at our mana. We have so much mana, and we need to reset. So it's like, don't hold on to it. Like, use your minigun to path away from him, and then as soon as you're kind of out minigun range, so minigun, minigun, minigun. Also, you want to be autoing as you walk back, right? So right now, we can't see how much auto attack speed you've got, but you want to be auto move, auto move, auto move, because right now you're not doing any damage, right? So,
Yeah.
and then here, like at this point, obviously, ideally this brush would be warded, but then we just go into rocket, and we just rocket them. Like a little bit earlier, you know? Because we've also got lethal tempo. And here, whoa, why are we being scared, you know?
Twitchy, I guess, was kind of a big thing because it was up soon.
I mean, yeah, but
if he reprocs poison.
So the thing is, we have a potion that we can use, and look at our attack range right now. Whoa, look at this. He can't hit us inside this attack range, right? So we can survive one E from him, but maybe not multiple autos. He's not level 6, so he doesn't outrange us. So here we need to just stay in rockets and just keep poking him out. Just keep poking. Maybe we could have killed here. So see, you just run, and that's it. And now all of a sudden you have to try and manage the wave, and oh no, our lethal tempo is gone. So we went from having plenty of lethal tempo stacks to having none for no reason. So this thing, we actually have to get into the habit of trading back when we have these windows to do so. And then here, Blitz moves, so we just instantly clear this off just so that we get the cannon. And then, so here as well, like, we could have at least thrown a W at him as well, you know? So W, and then that'll bait him into throwing it exactly where you are. So if you W here, and then instantly sidestep, he'll try throwing his Q when you W. But you'll be in range to sidestep. Now here, where should you have sidestepped? So where should you sidestep in this position? Up or down?
Probably down because I'm already moving somewhat up.
Okay. The correct answer is down, but not for that reason. Now your hitbox, look at your head here. What'll happen if...
yeah. I see what you're going for now.
So what happens if he throws a hook at your head?
It misses.
Yeah, it misses.
Oh, wait.
No, it does. It does.
Wait,
It misses.
at my head if I'm standing... Oh, I see. At my head if I go straight down.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like just hitboxes in general. If I stood still and if he throws it at my head.
Oh yeah, no, that
Right,
is
versus my
no, that
feet.
is to some degree. Yeah, that is what I'm hinting
Okay.
at. Because if he throws
Okay.
it at your head in this position, if he goes like this, or you know, like if he throws it
Leads
in
me.
here, then it'll skim this kind of line, and it won't actually go through. Whereas if he throws it at your feet, it can literally hit here, and it'll connect. So what you want to do is you want to defend your feet as much as possible rather than your head in League. And so if you walk down, there's less chance that he'll actually get that hook off. And if he doesn't get that hook, you actually just kill them both here, I feel. So we do manage to get out.
Okay.
And, you know, a little bit of a trade, which is good.
My God, oh, the Blitzcrank!
Yeah, and yeah, I love this skin though. The skin is so cute. So here, right, this is another big thing, right?
So my problem is he has hail blades and I don't have like any sums. I feel like I die because of W. Like,
how does he ever get close to you? Like we just go all
stealth
we do.
away and cheese me.
I mean, the thing is, if he like, we can see him though, right? Like we have full vision of where he is.
Right now we can, yeah.
And we have a pike who's full HP, full mana. Like, we just walk up here in rockets. We only stay in rockets. Rockets are safety, okay? So our rockets means that we're safe. So we just walk up in rockets. We get some damage on him if we can, or use our W to slow him so Pike can hook. And then we just focus on the minions. We just get this wave dealt with. We get it sorted. If we manage to get a kill on him, great. If we don't and we just sort the wave, that's still also great, right? So right here, we might give him a freeze.
Oh, they saw Corky.
I mean, even so, like it's even with Corky like coming, like we have vision, like it's completely fine. Like Yi can get him, so we can easily just clear that off. But I mean, so he actually doomed the wave there. So we did have time to just kill him off and then get away. Because also we can use the alcove, right? Like. The alcove is your biggest friend. It's very, very good. So here, this is bad. So let's talk about this first buy, because this was a muscle memory buy for sure. So what's bad about this buy? What's the danger from your lane coming from?
A blitz hook.
Exactly. So how can we reduce the chances of him hitting that hook? We can
I see.
position
boots.
better. Yeah.
Boots,
So boots are already nearly 130% gold efficient. So for the you're getting 200-300 gold for free out of them, which is amazing, especially on attack speed users like Jinx and Vayne, and it's amazing. They're so good. So in this position, we just want to get those as much as we can, and we just play around that attack speed, because like when we're playing Jinx again, we just want to get to 2 items as safely as possible. So being able to dodge any kind of skill shot or anything in lane is super important. Now the other important thing is that we can also chase them down very easily. So if we get a jungle gank, stuff like that, they can't really escape us, because what happens is when we're chasing somebody down, let's say we're here, this is max attack range, and let's say we stop to auto attack them, right? What's going to happen if we stop to auto?
They continue to move away as we auto.
Yeah, and then we can't catch them. Whereas if we have boots, that auto is fine, because our boots will give us a movement speed that we can get in range and throw another auto. So the boots aren't just a defensive buy, they're also an oppressive buy, which you can use to get better fights inside your laning phase. So this also, they're just kind of nuts all around. So here, it's like, okay, we trim this off. Now again, it's just nothing but casters. So how many of these casters do we need to keep?
3.
No.
Yeah, 3.
No.
But I'd like to keep 4.
No. How many do we need to keep to get a freeze here?
3.
Okay. So
3 full health minions.
okay. So
Or casters.
the thing is, that's 3 full HP casters in addition to a full wave. So what we can do here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep this one for now. As soon as the next wave comes in and the melees come over, we can potentially kill off this one and say 2 others that might have taken damage. Let's say, for example, this one got aggroed and this one got aggroed. We can kill them off, and then we'd have this one, this one, this one, and then we'd have another 3 that come in, and then 3 melees, and all of a sudden we've got a perfect freeze. Now,
I'm confused. Why do we need 5 casters off that wave?
so because otherwise it's going to take a while, right? Like, because the next wave is going to come in quite a while. It's all the way here still, right? So it's going to take a little bit. So we want to keep 3 for now to keep the damage up in the current wave, and then when the next wave comes, we can then kill those ones off to replace the damage, or those will replace the damage, is what I'm saying. Because right now, obviously, we're going to have to kill this cannon off, and like when this cannon dies, some of these will probably take damage, right?
Yep.
Like, so as soon as they take damage, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's a bit rough. So yeah, now here, like, this fight is a little bit sketchy. So there you didn't really get anything for it, and now your minion wave has just gone out of control, right? So the thing you have to think of here is, if Twitch dies here, then how on earth are they going to deal with a freeze?
He's fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
he's completely doomed. Like, his wave, his lane state is completely done for. So it's like he's going to die without us, right? Like, and Blitz can't break this wave. So what we can do,
100% Blitz can't. I was afraid Blitz was gonna, like, because I wasn't watching the fight. That was the other thing too.
Yeah.
I was afraid Blitz was gonna, like, chain CCE and he dies.
No.
Or something, or King comes across. So it's like, okay, I have to, like, be there, like, in case something crazy fucking happens, because this is
like, just prioritize
challenger.
No, just prioritize yourself. Just make sure that you're the main priority, because now we end up in a kind of position where it's like, okay, now we're trying our hardest to kind of control this wave, but all the melees are dead, right? Like, they've all died off already. So it's like, oh god. It's like, whoops. So now it's like the wave is much harder to deal with. But yeah. So in this position, see what look what happens here. This melee ends up aggroing you, and I mean, Pike screws it anyway, so we're just talking theory at the end of the day, because it doesn't even matter if you did freeze this as a perfect freeze, because the Pike just came and ruined it anyway. But we can keep this here like that, and this is completely fine. So another thing that you do want to do is, if you
why did he ruin it?
Because he started killing these off, right? Like, see, he started using his.
So he killed the full health melee, or the.
And then a caster here, and then another melee. So he's just killed off a melee and a caster. Remember, to get this full HP freeze, we need 3 casters that are full HP. Full HP. In addition to another full wave. So
yep.
This wave. Haha.
Does 5 casters averaging at 80 or 90% HP count?
No, because they're going to do more damage. Because no matter how much HP they have, they still do the exact same damage, right?
Yep.
So if you have all of these at multiple HPs, they're going to have too much damage, and it's going to crash. So
Unless I let it.
yeah, unless you pull it, but it's.
I have refillables. I have Bloodline.
I mean, true, but Twitch is also missing.
Oh, you're talking about perfect freeze where like you have the perfect amount of minions every time.
Yeah, because what happens, right?
I thought you just meant like freeze, as in it's not pushing to them.
Because then we take damage. Because what happens is, like we said, we have the 3 additional casters that we need, right? And then what happens then is this next wave, which is 3 melees and 3 casters, comes along. These melees come around the front of these casters. They line up here. And then these casters reinforce. And then we've got the 6 casters that we need to do more damage to keep this wave here. Because those 6 casters will mean that the wave does not move from this point. But then what happens is then when the next wave comes, then melees come and replace these melees that are now dead, right? So they come and replace them, and then it freezes again. And then the next wave comes, these melees get replaced again, and then it's still a freeze. Replaced. This can go on and on and on. If you do this perfectly, you could freeze till the end of time.
Till the sun explodes, yeah.
Literally. So in general, it's like, these things are a little bit more complex concepts, don't get me wrong, but why not know them?
100%.
Like, at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of people that'll say, oh, well, you don't need to know these things in Platinum. Like, these are only things you need in, like, Masters Plus. But it's like, what's the harm in knowing them? Like, what is the harm? Like, it's fun to know.
As long as you're not making any other aspect worse.
Yeah, if you're completely ruining your gameplay to try it, then sure. But, I mean, in Platinum, it's I hope that's not the case, yeah. So one of the things we need to do here as well, this is a bit risky to do it, I guess, but ideally we do need to drag this kind of wave out because it's too close. Because again, when these melees come, they're gonna come like this, right? And then they're gonna be in a tower. All of a sudden, this is gonna hit a melee, and it's gonna get annoyed, and it's gonna run at it, and gonna commit Sudoku to the tower, So here we go and poke him off, but it's like, it's not really our priority. But see, we keep this for a while, and this is the point where we get our biggest early game lead, I think. Yeah, oh god, look. So see, he comes and tries to clear this, but do you see what's happened here? He's tried to make a decision, and that decision got him kind of chunked. And he took a lot of damage from it. Now imagine if Yi was here at this point. Then it's even bigger problem. But so here, this is the point where you can be fancy, and if you're confident in your movement, you can hold the wave and just dodge down and dodge the blitz hook, right? So here you can just hold the wave, dodge the blitz hook down, and then we're in a good position. So this is kind of unfortunate. So here the support is kind of griefing. That skin is so horrible though.
Like one?
Yeah. Like that death animation is horrible.
I actually wasn't watching.
Like it looks bugged. It's that bad. Like watch when he dies.
Are you surprised?
Yeah. Look. You watching? Do you see that? It's horrible.
Huh.
It's just ugh. But anyway, so now we're in a position where the wave is reset, but we don't really want to walk up just in case he's there. So this is fine. This is another reason why Jinx is so good, because you can W from a mile away. As soon as we see him now we can crash this because it's a cannon. So a cannon means that it will come back. Actually, no, it'll reset still, but it denies him a cannon, So this is really good. So again, it resets, so that's good for us. Actually, it's pushing a little bit, but here again we see Twitch again, so it's like, okay, we may as well just crash another cannon, and we're good to go. And this is the thing, like a lot of ADCs in this situation would be tempted to roam and do things around the map. Here as well, try not to ward here, because that's going to do nothing, right? Like you're against Twitch, so ward here. Because I mean, if he stealths through here, like, this isn't going to see him. Whereas this one will see him when he starts. So make sure that you do vary your wards based on who you're against as well. It's very easy to just kind of put the standard ones down. And then yeah, we get, so here this one of the things just so here it's like, was it this point? No, it wasn't here. So there was a point where we could have just ulted and got an assist at least. It wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was right there.
I don't think it was.
Oh no, I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. Not this one.
It's
like,
yeah, I think it's when Zed came.
Very similar scenarios later.
Yeah. So here, this finds, just keep it in the tower. This good stuff. Twitch is dead. We're just getting plates. Again, plates are extremely good for us. They're what we just want. It's kind of like our primary thing. Just because, if we're getting plates in a Jinx lane, we're doing something right. Like,
100%.
Because it's a Jinx lane. That was very close to the tower. So I think, so was it here?
This one,
I think. Yeah, it was. So as soon as you see the Zed jump on him, just throw your ult. Like, throw it instantly, because you know that Zed is going to get him very, very low. So just throw it here, and then I maybe it would have hit. Maybe not. But at the end of the day, at least you tried, right?
It would have assisted on Corki, I think. Oh, I was thinking a different one. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Because it's like, you don't need your ult for this lane, right? You're not going to fight. Like, so you may as well at least get some global map pressure. Oh, I think there as well you could have.
Right here. Here is where it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, this is it. It looks exactly the same as the other one. So yeah, here we know a fight's going down. Just throw it out. That, like, the amount of times fights in these elos are won by like 20 HP is unreal. So we would have got the kill on Blitz. We would have also got an assist on Kane too. That's a big amount of gold, And then we would have got the tower. And this is a good thing about Jinx. Like, a champion like Twitch has to actually be consciously in the mid lane to get that, whereas you don't. And that's why she's so good at scaling, because you can get cross map like kills all the time.
It's like Gangplank.
Yeah, literally, 100%. It's the exact same concept. Global map pressure is always good. So here we get a reset off. We've got shield bow. And then again, Wit's End, like I said, crazy good for value. And then here, again, so this is kind of one of them things that, like, you have to be careful in these situations, because you're doing pretty well, and there's a big wave here. If they get this this tower, completely fine. It's a tier 1 tower. We don't need to kill ourselves for it. But we do want to make sure that we get that cannon, right? Because it's really important. But again, we could have used ult earlier, as soon as we saw the E coming. Way easier, but we got the assist on Blitz. And then here, so this is the part where, as an ADC, you go nuts. Your main job is to basically just keep your CS up as much as you can, and do it by denying the enemy jungle their CS. And this is how players will get 10, 11, 12 CS a minute, because they just focus on pushing the wave, go and farm the camps, push the wave, farm the camps, push the wave, farm the camps. And then before you know it, you're huge. Like, even at this point, right? 150 CS at 60 minutes. That's still pretty good. So here, yeah, we have to get out because Corki is doing Corki things, but...
AP Twitch is doing AP Twitch things.
Yeah. It's fine. Again, we take the camps. And here we have a significant amount of gold, and it's like, what do we have on the map? Like, there's nothing on the map to farm. They're pushing, it's kind of risky for them to push anyway, but they'll be fine without us. So there's nothing to farm, so we just want to reset, spend our gold, and then get back out. We don't want to be taking fights with too much gold. And also right here, the Yi is just reset. He's going to go for this red buff, so we spend the time to clear these top camps out, because he's going to want this red buff, and then he's going to want to go bot lane, right? So we spend the time to clear these camps, because he's not pathing towards them, so he's not going to really lose out on anything. And if he does path towards them, then he's completely griefing. So if anything, you kind of stop your jungler messing up, whilst also gaining gold for yourself. And then again, you go here, clear this wave, and then you rotate into the bottom, because the dragon's coming up. So this is the thing. You want to be thinking multiple steps ahead.
Hello?
Yeah? Can you hear me? You still there?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Cut out. It's probably on my end.
Okay.
I don't know why. Probably is.
Can you hear me
Last
now?
thing I heard was go to the dragon.
Oh yeah. So basically, he's going to want to go to the dragon. So what you do is you clear out those camps in topside, and then you basically farm your way to where you need to be, right? So it's like you need to be at the dragon. So there's no time for you to go into them top camps later on after the wave. So just go get them, then get the wave because it reset, and then you walk down towards dragon, and then you're good. So this was where the Z just one pops in, which is good. We claim that. Again, clear this ward out. We don't want to be fighting, like we want to use vision as a kind of crux. But here, we just want to stay in rockets. We don't want to drop to minigun. Like, so we go into minigun there, like, just don't. Just stay in rockets and poke him from afar. Because if he gets close to you, like, that's a big, like, there was times there he could have come out of that and just jumped on you and he would have killed you. And here, see, we're using rockets, but we're way too close. So throw a rocket, walk out of range, walk in range to auto, out of range, in range to auto, out of range. Just use your range as much as you can. And yeah, they're going to do this dragon with or without you. Go and take their camps. Corky shows, but I mean, it's fine. I mean, he could have potentially killed you, so it's fine that you didn't go for that. I mean, Maud is in mid lane right now, though, but... And then here, we just get the tower, nice 600 gold. So this is the other kind of thing, right? So what we want to be doing is... So here, we know this tower is going to drop, right? So what we want to do is we want to position up here. And then when the next wave comes, we want to clear it off as much as we can. And then we use the tower to get movement speed to get out. So what we do is we clear that wave. We position...
So you walk up,
early.
Get the tower, or... Get the minions and then like kind of tower on your way out.
Yeah, always, always, always. Because then if you walk to say here and rocket the tower, you're gonna get your passive, right? So as soon as you get your passive, then you just run like this and you just run like crazy and then you're out. So use your passive as a form of escape if you have the opportunity to. Your passive will proc on every objective, even if you don't get it. So even if say you're doing Baron, it'll still proc it, because now look, we're clearing this wave and all of a sudden we've got no movement speed. We're like, oh no, what do we do? Like, and we have to fight, right? So it's like, So yeah.
I genuinely had a chance to kill Corky there if the minions didn't block me on the first
A
queue.
little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Sad days.
A tad bit. But here as well, we cleared the bot camps, so we know they've come up 2 minutes 15. So we go towards the bot camps, not to the top. Because he's going to go clear their top jungle, we go and clear their bottom jungle. And this, we just kind of trolled. Like, I don't know why we just stood still, to be honest. Like, we should have used it to make Yi go away, to be honest, and then got it for ourselves. But and again, like in this situation, you've got half mana. You've got half mana, he's got full mana. So it's like, he doesn't need this blue, you can use it, you know? Now we've got Lord Doms, we go and clear these camps. Again, another thing you want to be doing is clear the camps like towards the objective, so Gromp first, then walls, and then here, because what happens here is we've just come, we've cleared this, now we're going up here, and now we're doubling back on ourselves. So it's just not efficient to do it like that. So yeah. So this was good, that we kept chasing Corky down. Again, we're holding camera on ourselves, it's not where we want to see. So you know, it's another kind of mistake. Here, we can just keep kiting away. Like, we're completely fine. Like, put your E down early. So right here, just put your E. Just put it here.
Yeah.
And then just keep kiting. You don't need to flash over. It was a waste of flash. So just E here. Because see, we E and he doesn't even get caught by it. And then we have to flash so that he does. So, and then we get it. I mean, to be honest, one thing that you probably should have done is Mordekaiser had TP. So right here, instead of going for the dragon, what you should have done is gone for the mid wave, push the mid wave in, and then when Mordekaiser TP's here and gets this inhib, there's a wave here so that he can get the next one. And then as a duo, you get this last one.
Oh, and then you had three inhib and drag.
Yeah, and then you can get the dragon. There's no way they can come and contest this dragon. Your Kayn will be back up. Your Yi will be back up. And you'll have 3 inhibs. If they come and try and fight you here, you just fight them and they'll lose their base. So yeah, just prioritize where you want to go. The base, everything that you do on this map is so that you can siege this base. Everything that you do is so that you can siege it. If you remember that, then you can get into a position where it's like, okay, I know exactly what I want to prioritize because it's everything that will allow you to siege the base earlier, with super minions are the best thing, especially if you're in a game-ending position like you are. So here, this is fine now, I guess. You do have a lot of gold, but I guess it doesn't really matter because you're Jinx at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so now we get a few kills at the end, make our KD look nice, and then, and then we're done. So this is the thing. So obviously there's a lot. I know I do usually go quite in depth with these things, but again, I've recorded it, so I'll stop this recording now, and then I'll upload it to YouTube later.
Okay.
But yeah,